The chair recognizes Cal Cunningham. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman, fellow Democrats. It's good to see you here today. And I tell you, I'm looking at this race for the United States Senate because it's going to take leadership to build the change that we voted for last year. It's going to take true leadership to restore prosperity here in North Carolina. And in 15 years on Capitol Hill, you can't name one thing Richard Burr has done to make your life better, and I can't either. Now, I've been traveling North Carolina, been to over 40 counties so far. I would like an opportunity to come to your county and get to know you and invite you into this conversation so that we can talk about putting the best Democrat forward to run against Richard Burr next year, but also making sure that your values and my values are represented in Washington next year. I invite you into this conversation so we can build something strong to be proud of, to move forward. My pledge to you as fellow Democrats, there will be many who will come before you. My pledge to you is to campaign in a way so that immediately after the primary next year, we can come together and focus on the task at hand, because the mission is more important than the man. Now, folks, last fall when Barack Obama walked out onto the stage at Grant Park to accept that mandate for change, I was watching the sun rise over the city of Baghdad, the call to prayer go out. I was there with Fort Bragg's 18th Airborne Corps, taking on contractors, holding them accountable for misdeeds that they were conducting in your name and mine. That sunrise represented an opportunity for us to get right in this world, for America to become again a true beacon of truth and freedom to the world. But that sunrise also represented a new chapter in our dialogue, in our conversation as a country, to get right the challenges, to get right with the solutions that we need so desperately after so many years of Republicans in charge. Let me tell you, during the same period of time that Richard Burr was missing more than half of his Veterans Affairs Committee hearings, I was twice called to active duty for a war that he voted to authorize with no plan to keep the peace. At the same time that he was calling from Washington to his wife to hit the ATM machine and take cash out, I was calling from Baghdad just to find out how my family was doing. You know, he rode in 1994 with the Contract on America and Newt Gingrich. He slipped into Congress. In 2004, he managed to ride that final bump of George W. Bush. He's on his own in 2010. This is an opportunity for us to say, present but not accounted for, Richard Burr. Let me tell you, old country fellow the other day said, you know, Richard Burr, he's just a post-turtle. A post-turtle. Now that took a little explaining. What's a post-turtle? He said you're walking down an old country road and you see a turtle sitting up on a fence post. You know he didn't get there by himself. That doesn't belong there, and he's not doing any good up there on that fence post, waving his arms. And out of a deep sense of compassion, you just want to put him back down where he belongs. Fellow Democrats, let me just take it on home real quick, because I know we've got a lot of work before us today. When we think about the history of this party, the way we have brought people together to solve this nation's problems in civil rights and voting rights, Medicare, Medicaid, a GI Bill, we should be proud that those were the acts of the Democratic Party. When we look at where we are today as a party, we should be confident that our values are North Carolina's values, and that North Carolina has got something to say in this great national debate. And when we look to the future, we should be confident. We should be confident that the challenge isn't to see things as they are and say why, but to quote the Kennedys, to dream things that never were and ask why not. And as we look to that future, we should be confident that working together, our best days are truly, truly ahead. God bless you. Let's have a great time here today.